In May this year, the 35-year-old Gareth Allen from G&M Farming was named the 2023 Mpumalanga Agriculture Young Farmer of the Year. And he joins us now to talk about his experience and also his vision for G&M farming. Gareth, thank you for joining us. You are the fifth generation on this family farm and operation, but who is G&M Farming?
So we are currently now at Hartbeesfontein south of Middelburg, and it originally started in Trichard, Secunda area, and in 1975, my great-grandfather and my grandfather were bought out by Sasol, and they bought here at Hartbeesfontein. And in 1983, my dad joined, and my dad and my grandfather started G&M Farming Enterprises. Before that, it was Allen & Sons. And in 2007, I joined on the farm as a general farm laborer. And in 2012, I joined my dad at G&M Farming Enterprises, and been serving as a director since then.
So what exactly do you produce, and what is your responsibility?
Okay, so we produce maize and soybeans, and we have a small cattle factor. I am the main organizer of the maize and soybeans and run the day-to-day jobs of that. I'm the main tractor driver as well, if you want to call it that. With the cattle factor, that's not where my huge passion lies. We are intensifying the cattle. We are trying to become stronger in the cattle, but luckily that's run by Quentin, who's our farm manager, and it adds value to the farm, so I support it. I enjoy the haymaking side of it, and the mechanization side of it. But my main passion is the maize and soybeans. That's where I excel.
Being a young farmer, you must have a vision, and you know what you want, where you want to go to, and how to get there. Share a few thoughts with us.
So the vision is to stay sustainable and profitable. And I think the end goal is to grow every year. And in our area, acquiring ground or new ground has become more and more difficult. And obviously very expensive. So what we try to do is increase our yields, farm better. And we do this by, we've started out with soil classification, where we can determine a few factors that in the end determine the end potential of the soil, the maximum yield potential of the soil. And with this, we do 1 hectare soil samples, and to determine which areas need what nutrients to meet that potential. And we apply our fertilizers according to the potential of the soil. And this has helped us to start achieving greater yields, but also doing it in an economical way. And obviously this requires the correct machinery to do the variable rate applications. We've also sort of dipped our toes into the biological fertilizers to just help build the soil, call it richness, if you want to call it that. And that has helped increase yields and, guarded us from difficult conditions, like as in drought or too wet. So I think the main focus is just to increase yields and stay sustainable. That's where we want to go.
Are there any challenges that impact this vision?
So besides all the challenges that we'll know about in South Africa, I think the biggest ones are a drought and input costs. Or not drought, more the climate, because we can have a drought in one season and we can have a wet spell in the same season. And we've got to manage that by the sort of working our soils the correct way and planting the correct varieties that give our plants the best opportunity, whether it's too dry, whether it's too wet. And so far it's been working for us the way we do our things. We're on a conventional till, and we always try to rip every year at 400 millimeters deep, and just we go to quicker varieties that when that dry spell hits at the end of January, February, that our plants are sort of past that pollination stage, and that's how we manage that. When it comes to the input costs that keep rising, especially with the way we want to do things, it costs a lot per hectare to apply the fertilizer we want to apply, work the lands we want to work, and then also to acquire the machinery that we need with the technology to be able to keep up with the information and the data and the variable rates that we receive and where we want to go to. A machine these days, the cost of a machine, just the payment that you do every year is becoming astronomical. So I think that's a big challenge, and that's something we focus on and look forward and try and plan ahead so that we can sort of keep up with the times as well.
Now you have a major task, and that is to produce for us, the consumer. What else is important to you?
So our farming community is really important. We've got a strong farmers union called the Plaas TV Farmers Union, and it's with a close-knit bunch of farmers in the area, and we're neighbors, and a lot of us are good friends, and we as well as the safety factor on rural areas at the moment that we all are strongly involved in. I serve as secretary on our farmers union, and your neighbors are also your benchmark. If your neighbor is doing well, you got to go have a look and see and talk to him, and hopefully he's honest and open with you as to why you're doing well. And the same the other way around. If you got a good idea or something's working for you, share it with your neighbor. You can't sit alone by yourself in the area and you got nobody around you. You need people to, fight the battles, fight your own battles with you. So, and you fight their battles for them as well. So, community is really important. And then obviously I've got my family. That's the most important out of everything. Farming is not just sunshine and roses every day. And my wife has this amazing ability to realize when I'm just a little bit stressed, and she can just listen, and I can go off on a bit of a rant, and then she has this ability to just say the right things and, I don't know, make things seem not as bad as what they are, and just put things in perspective, and you feel better about yourself and you feel better about the next day. And then I got 3 kids, and that's something very, very special to experience in life, especially in the job I'm in. And then I've also got my dad on the farm with me, which he's been a huge mentor, and I think that's helped me get to where I am today. And then obviously the whole GN farming team that make all of this possible. I can't do it single-handedly. So those are some of the things that are most important, and then a necessity in my life.
In closing, a message to your fellow young farmers in South Africa?
So a message to the fellow young farmers in South Africa, I think, is keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of positivity, and focus on the positivity and the positivity in your own farming business. Don't dwell on the negative. That gets you down and you lose sight of the positivity. There are challenges in the negativity, and there are ways for you to make a difference using those challenges. So do that, and then find partners in the agricultural business, whether it's input suppliers or an agronomist, a neighbor, someone you can trust and that you can share your experiences, whether it's good or bad, and you share, they share their experiences, and you realize you're not alone, and they're in the same boat as you, and they often got the same challenges. So be open with your neighbors, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. That's the most important.
And those words come from Gareth Allen. He is the 2023 Mpumalanga Agriculture Young Farmer of the Year.